Hey, what's up, family and friends? It is that time that I share pieces of me with you. Alright, this particular vlog is inspired, or was inspired by an entry by a family member of AstralBooBaby.net, and the vlog was in just about a warning put out there by others, warning people against looking at themselves in the mirror during an out-of-body or astral projection experience. I want to talk about that one for sure. But before I get into that, I know that for my core followers or watchers of my work, this is a review for you, but at the same time, there are new people coming into the fold, people are just passing through, or whatever the case may be. I would like to remind us all that I have set a tone that I like to maintain for my channel. It's a tone of respect, common courtesy, and human decency. I do not open or allow a lot of negative energy. And what I mean by negative energy is those who are posting spiteful, rude, crude comments. It's one thing to have an opinion, to post an opposing opinion, but the minute someone resorts to name calling, attacking a person's character, posting lies, spamming a bunch of nonsense, quite frankly, and indicting or trying to indict an entire community or group based off the negative actions of a few, I do not support that kind of energy. I do not entertain it. There's more than enough of that on the internet and in the world. I use my life and this vessel that the Almighty Creator allowed me to have to be in equilibrium, to bring balance. There's more than enough of negativity, crudeness, nastiness, diatribes floating in and around the internet and in the world. And I don't want to participate in that. This channel is for those with open minds who would like to engage and even give a difference in perspective and view, but again, with courtesy, kindness, and respect. If one cannot do that or will not do that, your comments will be blocked and deleted. It's quite that simple. So, take that stuff somewhere else. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, a member had posted a blog, as I said, stating that they heard a lot or read a lot of information warning people against looking at themselves in the mirror. Now, I gotta be honest, this is my first time ever hearing of this. And if this is out there, I think it's very important that someone such as myself, who has had a lot of experience with this, a lot of memories with these things, it is important that people such as myself come forward and share a difference in point of view. Again, it's all about balance. Now, I don't really understand or know the real meaning as to why those who have been putting this information out have been saying this. I can only speculate and I can only feel or get an idea, but until I hear a testimony or someone actually give a reason as to why they feel the way they do, I'm not going to put words into their mouths. But I can definitely tell you that from my own experience with this, it was very, very positive. Now, the very first time I saw myself, a mirror reflection of myself in my light form, astral body, light body, etheric body, whatever you want to call it, it wasn't something that I was intentionally trying to do. It was just one of those experiences where I found myself in a beautiful home. All the lights were off, and there in this room was a full-length oval mirror. It was a full body oval mirror, and I found myself in this home, and I was looking around trying to figure out where I was. Very calm, beautiful scene, and I come up on this full-length oval mirror, as I said, and what I saw was what looked like me, but a much refined version, and I was light, almost the color of the sun, and there was these streams or these rays of light emanating from me, and what I saw was very beautiful. It was very profound, and the first thing I thought was, wow, I'm a lot more attractive than I thought, honestly. And I've seen myself from different angles, because just like in the dream state, when we shift our consciousness from experiencing the dream state and then shifting to observer, I've had experiences where I've shifted and from an astral perspective, where I would see myself and think, wow, I look a lot better than I thought, or I'm a lot more attractive or alluring or beautiful than I thought. Now, where am I going with this? In this reality, I've said it time and time again, this reality is an upside down, dense, flipped out version of the greater reality. So within this paradigm, it is very easy to buy into the illusion of the superficial, the material world, because from this perspective, it is very easy to believe that this is all there is. It feels heavy and solid. Everything seems very solid and finite. But again, I've said it time and time again, reality is far more fluid than meets the eye. And when one has an experience like this, you truly get to see an experience like being outside of this reality and being stripped of the physical, dense, artificial, superficial world. You're fully exposed. Your thoughts are fully exposed. You cannot hide. You cannot hide. We cannot hide who we really are in those realities. We cannot hide our thoughts. This is why, those of you who've been watching me for the longest, you already know this, but to people who are just coming into the fold, this is why I've said time and time again that when we come into contact with these higher beings, these beings who have ascended, or these masters, these gods, so to speak, when we're in their presence, you cannot hide from them. You feel and know that they see all of who you are. You just know. And the beings that I've interacted with, they are beings of true unconditional love. Let us quickly examine the term unconditional love. This term is thrown around a lot, and many people claim to have unconditional love or to represent unconditional love, but many of us, we know we see the opposite. So I would like to give my own definition and breakdown as it relates to unconditional love in the way that I've experienced it with the brothers and sisters who exist beyond this veil. Number one, state of beingness where there are no verbal or energetic judgments, condemnation, or boundaries of the heart, core. Number two, no set parameters to restrict the camaraderie, honor, respect, communal or cosmic value or potential of another. So when we are in the presence of these beings, you feel and know and see that they get all of who you are, but in an interesting way, you are comforted in knowing that they see and know all of this, but still love you unconditionally. I'm not talking about these other entities who are not on that higher master vibratory plane where there's an understanding that everybody really is connected. These are the beings that I'm talking about. These are beings who have been through all of these, through many incarnations and many experiences, and have seen and experienced from different perspectives. So because of who they were, they are greater, much, much greater than what we can perceive and understand from this dense, limited perspective. And so therefore there's a lot more understanding, or ultra standing and compassion towards those of us who are still struggling to find our ways, those of us who are still climbing up that ladder, so to speak. Now I'm pointing this out because there are those of us who are in this physical reality who have bought into the hype and the distorted propaganda, the distortion, the propaganda that if we don't look a certain way, if we don't have certain things, if we don't have a picture perfect life, or if we make mistakes, or if we are imperfect in any kind of way based off of the system expectations and demands, that we are less than, we are ugly, we are unworthy, we don't matter. And I'm here to tell you, those are all flat out lies, and they play into the illusion. Unfortunately, many of us have bought into this lie and have internalized a lot of self-hatred. And as I've said before, self-hatred turns into self-deprecating behavior, and it distorts and colors our worldview, but more importantly, it distorts and colors and darkens our perspective of ourselves. But what happens is, many of us, we put on the cosmetics. We go and try to make more money. We try to get that beautiful hot chick or that really good looking guy to have on our arms. We want that fancy car, the big house. We look for all these external vices, these external things to beautify, to make ourselves appear to be something that we are not truly feeling on the inside. So if we have self-hatred and we are insecure and we are hard and down on ourselves, but we are showing something totally different to the outside world, what happens is when we go on to the other side where all of this is stripped, it's not even existing in those parallel or those other realities. It's not even existing. We are stripped bare to look at our core self, our real self. So yes, for someone who may have all of the beauty and cosmetics that matters in this illusionary world, and for someone who is feeding the illusion of beauty and power and greatness in this reality, when inside they're feeling something different, when they go over into the realms where we are totally exposed and have to look at ourselves for who we really are on the inside, they may not like the reflection. They may see something that's sinister in appearance, something that's unattractive and frightening to them. That is a mirror reflection of the inner self that we hate, that we resent, that we're hiding, that we're demolishing and beating down, and the bruises and the burn marks, the scarring, the distortion will reflect that to us when we are in our stripped, pure state. A lot of us are being taught to not love the skin that we're in. As a matter of fact, all of us are to some degree, of course, some more than others. And so, again, I use my life, my talents, my voice to show and teach by example. That no matter how out of the box, out of the ordinary, weird, crazy, cuckoo, hey, I've been called it all. But you know what? It's not stopping me from being who I am here. In here. It did for a while. I'm not going to lie to you. For a long time I had internalized self-hatred because I was getting it from everything, from every walk of life, from every corner of society. I was getting messages that I was not good enough, that I was unattractive, unworthy, deserving of nothing but abuse, misuse. It's very easy to internalize those things when you don't know any better. But I'm here to use my reflection. I am a mirror reflection to everyone, and you are a mirror reflection to myself and everyone else. So when you look at someone who is reminding you of something that you hate or don't like about yourself, especially those of us who lash out and are quick to call another who's done nothing wrong to you, who said nothing wrong about you. Those of us who are quick to call someone a demeaning name just based off of a reflection. No, what we're actually doing is calling ourselves that. I've had enough experience to know this to be a fact. So we must begin to start loving the skin that we're in, start loving the person that's inside, and allow that person to express. Magnify your inner God or goddess by simply projecting who and what you truly are, flaws and all. If you recognize that there is a flaw within that you don't like, not what someone else like. Let me say that again. If you recognize that there is a flaw within yourself that you would like to work on, that you may not care to have, and not someone else, there is nothing wrong with working towards improving upon that. But in the meantime, love who you are. Stop worrying about what other people expect. Stop worrying about the beliefs of others, because I'm telling you, because I'm someone with the gift of sight, always had it, was born with it. My aunt was just talking about that last week. She said I was the one born with the veil over my face. For those of you guys who do not know, being born with the veil over your face in certain cultures and traditions simply means someone with the gift of sight, someone who is highly sensitive. And I've always been this way. So for someone like myself, I see people every day. I see the real them. But what they're projecting to the world is something totally, totally different. As I previously said, we may be able to fool ourselves. We may even be able to fool a lot of people around us. But when we go back into pure consciousness, we go back into our pure state, we will not fool no one. So why not start now? Love the skin that you're in. Exalt, magnify all that you are. For the things that you may not like about parts of yourself, there's nothing wrong with improving and working towards changing, or transmuting that. But it has to be on your terms, because you are the creator of your universe. You are responsible for your space, your ascension, your beingness. So I say to you, take control starting today.